From the infield of the Talladega Superspeedway, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, President Bill Clinton and Adam Sandler. Plus Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. I'm Alan Coulter. And now, a man who makes you put down the remote control. David Letterman.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Good evening. Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh, no. Thank you. Okay, that's it. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. I have 6 days left doing this show. 6, Paul and I. Six.
Yes, all of us.
Boy, I sure hope I get that call from the governor. Is it warm outside today? Yeah.
Scorch.
And I don't know if folks around the country understand this. It was so warm in New York City today that Tom Brady was deflating footballs just for the breeze. Patriots lose a couple of draft choices, fined $1 million, and Brady will be suspended for 4 games next season. He's going to be replaced by this guy right here.
There we go.
You know what's interesting about America? There's always controversy about something. Even if something is successful, later you find out there's controversy about it. There's a guy now writing a book about theories that dispute the White House version of how Osama bin Laden was killed. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Seymour Hersh is the guy's name? So there's a wide variety of theories that don't exactly line up with the White House. So here we have one of those theories for you right here. This is theory number 1 that may or may not be true. Take a look.
Kangaroo attack. Thanks for watching.
That was one of the theories. Oh, hi, Gene. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's Gene Szymanski, one of our stagehands. You've been here a long time, Gene. How long we worked together? How long has it been?
21 years.
21 years Gene and I have been out here together. Good to see you, Gene. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, bro, I wanted to get to you before the show starts.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave early next Thursday.
You leave early next Thursday? Fine, because the show will be finished on Wednesday. That'll be it for the show. We're leaving. The show will be done on Wednesday. Thursday, do whatever the hell you want.
Right. Because of the Masters highlights.
No. I'm retiring from the show.
Oh.
I'm leaving. Paul's leaving. Everybody's leaving.
Well, you could have told somebody.
You didn't hear. Well, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Gene. Yours should have been the first call I made.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
I'll need you to sign me in for the rest of the week.
So anyway, there's a number of theories now about how Osama bin Laden actually died. Here is theory number 2.
Choking. Thanks for watching.
We have to, you understand, we have to get this stuff all used up by Wednesday.
Yes, I know. Everything is.
You got a warehouse full of this crap in Queens.
Crazy days.
Yes,
Everything must go.
Everything must go. Well, Jeb Bush running for president, and he said, this is Jeb Bush saying, I also would have invaded Iraq.
Right.
Now, here's how I see it. If George W. Bush, you see, if George W. Bush is Marvin Gaye,
Yes, yes.
Jeb Bush is Robin Thicke. That's how I see it.
I see. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you for putting it in those terms. Some of us struggle to understand. Thanks so much.
Oh, by the way, this is the time of year they have what they call the upfronts, and all the networks announce
that's
their
right, yes.
shows for the CBS. God bless them. They have a show for me in the fall.
No kidding.
I'm a detective.
Really?
I'm a retired talk show host who solves crimes.
Yes, good.
First show, Murder at the Friars Club. That's right. CBS has another exciting show, CSI George Zimmerman Unit.
Oh, boy. I know.
Well, down in Florida today, George Zimmerman was involved in another shooting. Boy, I didn't see that coming. Oh, yeah, and here's another theory about how bin Laden may actually have been killed.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
Traffic accident. Thanks for watching.
That was... The hang time was pretty impressive on that.
Boy.
You know who's on the program tonight? Former President Bill Clinton. Yep. I admire this about President Clinton. He says while his wife runs for president, he would like to stay out of the limelight. And he's certainly come to the right place. We'll be fine here. But there's plenty of irony involved. He may, in fact, be moving back into the White House, if you think about it. And, coincidentally, I'm thinking about moving back into my mother's house.
Yes.
That's what
I know you are.
This is what you got to love about New York, even if you don't quite get it. You know Picasso, painter.
Yeah.
And since he's no longer painting, and the value of his paintings have gone crazy. And they had an auction 2 days ago here in New York City, a Picasso painting. Any idea how much, Paul? Take a guess. Any idea?
No, it's like 100 million?
A little higher.
125 million.
Well, it should be right there on the card.
Oh, 100. I was pretending not to look at the card. 179 million.
179 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate you pretending.
Well, I was trying to
Thank you. It's all right.
It's right in front of my face.
It's too late.
You know,
it doesn't make any difference now.
Pretend that I didn't see it.
Yeah. $179 million for a Picasso painting. You know what I got in my den up at the house? I got one of them singing bass things.
Right.
Remember those? Remember those? I got one of those. And people say, well, who is the guy that spent $179 million on the painting? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. And so here we have a little information about the mystery Picasso buyer. Watch this.
The anonymous buyer of the $179 million painting by Pablo Picasso is believed to be new to the art world, younger than a traditional collector, and most likely from Silicon Valley or the European continent. All of this leads experts to believe that the buyer is some rich ass. This has been the Picasso Buyer Revealed.
What? I don't know what I didn't hear that right.
Did you say that? He's still over there, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Schaefer.
I think I heard it. What did I hear?
President William Jefferson Clinton is on the program tonight. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Sandler also with us tonight. Thank you.
Stay with us for the top 10 least popular Thomas Edison inventions. And President Bill Clinton. Happy 90th birthday to Yogi Berra. As Yogi says, it ain't over till May 20th. The Late Show, sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen. What a show we have for you tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. And before we get started here, I was talking to Paul upstairs in the makeup room, which we do every day. We've done it every day for 33 years. Yeah. And it's when Paul and I just get to visit and unpack a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Tell us what you were talking about tonight up in the makeup room. I found this fascinating.
This was something that actually happened. President Clinton is going to be on the show today. Everybody's excited about it. I happen to be going back up to my dressing room after my rehearsal in the elevator. I found myself in the elevator alone with a member of his advance team, a young gal, maybe in her late 20s.
Right.
And the elevator door closes. She's going up to check out his dressing room, I guess, before he comes.
Sure.
And she looks at me and she says, you work here?
We can't get off the air fast
I'm
enough.
telling you. Just wait.
We can't.
At least wait.
We've got to get out of here immediately.
At least wait for one. We're off the air 1 week.
Do you work
Do you
here?
work here? Yeah.
33 damn years.
Whatever.
11:30 every damn night on CBS.
What are you going to...
Hey, you work here?
Okay. That's absolutely true.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10 list. Let's try this. Thomas Edison, inventor of the light bulb, the light bulb. The light bulb. Yeah, you get any of them light bulbs? The phonograph and motion picture camera also created one of the earliest known talking dolls in 1890. Recent technology has allowed us to hear the talking dolls without damaging the fragile recordings. And do we hear them now? All right, can I hear one? Let's see. This is the talking doll. Yeah, hard to believe that didn't sell.
Well...
Anyway, that got us to thinking. I bet there's dozens and dozens of unknown inventions from Thomas Edison.
I'm sure.
We sent a guy out to Thomas Edison's home out there in New Jersey.
Yes.
What the hell's the name of where he lives? Moorville? Huh? Edison? No, it's not
It
Edison.
should be.
Wyandotte?
Why is it?
Menlo Park. Least popular Thomas Edison inventions. Here we go. Number 10, clip-on pants. Number 9, coin-operated coin dispensers. Number 8, avocados. Thomas Alva Edison.
Hilarious. Alva.
Avocados. Do you work here?
I know.
Number 7, the backhanded compliment. Number 6, rigged voting machine. Number 5, edible petticoats. Number 4, the once baked potato. Number 3, cement hat. Number 2, the middle urinal. I don't know what that means. What does that mean exactly?
The middle urinal.
The
no,
middle. I don't get that. Why?
No.
I just don't know.
I don't know.
And the least popular Thomas Edison invention, the two-man belt. Ladies and gentlemen, the two-man belt.
Yeah, I saw the light.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. We'll be right back with President Bill Clinton, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Paul. Our first guest tonight served 2 terms as the 42nd President of the United States. He is also the founder of the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Bill Clinton.
To play that tune with your studio band.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Harlem Nocturne.
Yeah, why didn't you bring your horn?
If I'd known we were going to play that, I would.
See that? Well, it's not too late. Oh, it is.
This is, how many years ago was that? The first campaign. You're on the Arsenio Hall show,
yeah.
And you play the saxophone. That was like a big political, cultural moment, wasn't it?
I guess I had a good time.
Yeah, and you won your first term in office.
Yeah, probably because I could play the horn, right? I remember we played God Bless the Child, that old Billie Holiday song, and Summertime. It was fun.
Yeah. Did you, when you were a kid growing up, is that your instrument of choice? Did you learn it early?
Yeah, I started playing clarinet when I was about 9, and I switched. My band needed a saxophone, so I switched to tenor sax when I was 10, and I stayed with it till I finished high school. And
wow.
I actually had more music scholarships than academic scholarships to college.
You're kidding? That's the truth?
Yeah, I was pretty good at one time. But I knew somehow deep down inside I'd never be as good as John Coltrane or...
Well, I mean, that's a pretty short list there, isn't it?
Yeah, but you got to, when I was a kid, you had to, if you want to make a living as a jazz musician, you had to play the clubs. Mm-hmm. You couldn't make a living selling CDs. They weren't your CDs.
That's right.
I was hardly a record player when I was a kid. But anyway, so if you're going to stay up all night and sleep all day and make that kind of sacrifice and run that kind of risk with your life, you needed, at least I needed, to believe that I could be the best there ever was, and I didn't think I could be.
Well, you know, I remember a few years ago, you were speaking about Buddy Guy, fantastic guitar player.
Great.
And you told the story about his father, his grandfather, or maybe Buddy himself, unraveling the wires in the screen door to make a very crude guitar, and that's how his musical career began.
Yeah, he had no money, like a lot of those guys, and he wanted to play so bad. He literally took the wire off the screen door and turned it into a string instrument.
Now, there's much to be learned from that, isn't there?
Yep. You're better off if you're born into a better off family, I get it.
No,
look, if you want something bad enough, you will find a way.
That's exactly right.
And he found a way.
That's right.
And I love that guy. He's really
fantastic. Just fantastic. Speaking of things fantastic, a 7.5-month-old granddaughter. Is that about right?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's amazing now. And if you met my granddaughter, first thing she'd do is take her glasses off.
Mm-hmm. Fascinated by...
Yeah, that's her new thing. Her hands are working, and she likes to take my glasses.
Charlotte is her name?
Charlotte's her name.
Charlotte. Do you mind if we show some pictures of her?
Do you have any?
I think we have some here. Grandma and Grandpa.
That's in the hospital.
So that is brand new.
Yeah, that's 7.5 months ago.
Wow. My goodness.
She's practically doing push-ups now.
Now, as we all know, when you have a child of your own, a switch is thrown and it stays on full speed all the time. What switch is thrown when you have your first grandchild?
For us, the gratitude switch. I mean, and the fascinating, we only had one child. So it's been a very long time since Hillary and I have seen a baby wake up to the world. Mm-hmm. And it's just unbelievable. I mean, every week it's something new. And thankfully, our daughter and son-in-law have invited us into her life, and we get to see her a couple times a week when we're all in New York, and I just love it. I find it's utterly fascinating, and I hope I get to do more of it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not fair to ask you, because you're the other end of this perspective, but this little girl one day will learn that her grandfather was President of the United States, and everything will turn upside down for her.
Yeah, because by the time she gets old enough to know when we go places and do things, I'll have a more important role. I'll just be her grandfather.
Oh, that's great. That's beautifully put. More important. We'll be right back with President Bill Clinton, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Paul. Wow. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, everybody. You have, I don't know if I have the chronology correct here, but recently back from Africa?
Yeah.
How long ago was that trip?
We just got back a few days ago. Mm-hmm. About probably 4 or 5 days ago, we went to Kenya and Tanzania in southern Africa. Then we stopped for a day in Liberia because 4 people from our health access program were there the whole time through the Ebola epidemic. They never left, and by the grace of God, they were never infected, but they worked on the front line. I'm really proud of them. So I wanted to help them. We looked at our programs in the first 2 countries, and then we talked about what's going to happen now in Liberia and how they need to build a healthcare system so they can manage this and they'll never have an epidemic again. And then we went to Morocco for a meeting of the Clinton Global Initiative for Africa and the Middle East. The whole trip was fascinating, but I love going there, and I love seeing people make something out of nothing. I met a woman in Tanzania who came to a vaccine clinic that we helped to stock, and you have to refrigerate vaccines. And it was way out in the country. The woman has still had to walk 12 miles with her 6-month-old baby just to get there. But it was the first time she'd ever been able to do that. And then I met some farmers in Tanzania, including one woman with 7 children who was farming 1 acre of land, and she almost tripled her yields joining this program we started with 85,000 farmers. And she added soybeans, and her income went up more than 300% because we lowered the price of the seed and fertilizer. And all of a sudden, all her kids can go to school. and she thinks she's really rich. You know, there are literally millions and millions of people like that for very little money per farmer could feed their countries, export food, deal with this growing global population. So it was really rewarding. I loved it.
It must be very satisfying. And this is money from the Clinton Global Initiative, from the Clinton Foundation?
Yeah, my foundation does these programs. Mm-hmm. The Clinton Global Initiative is basically a network that we try to build, and we rarely participate in the projects there. If somebody comes and gets us and says, you can do this, nobody else can with your help, we do. But basically, that's a network of people that have pledged over a decade $100 billion that has already helped 430 million people in 180 countries, and it's all voluntary. For example, in America, we've got some public and private pension funds that have committed $14 billion to retrofit buildings and make them more energy efficient. They've already spent $6 billion of it and created more than 50,000 jobs. No taxpayer money, no nothing, just find an opportunity, find the investors, and do it. It's going good.
Because I have a card here, and I'll read some things, and please comment. Clinton Foundation, 9.9 million people are receiving HIV/AIDS treatment. Remarkable.
Yeah, that's more than half the people in the world who get it. The reason is we were able to pioneer, more than 10 years ago now, a big reduction in the price by getting the whole business model of the AIDS drugs changed. They were a low volume, high profit margin, uncertain payment business. We made them a massive volume, low profit margin, but certain payment business. And because of that, 70 countries have asked us to negotiate contracts that they buy AIDS medicine from. We don't touch the money. The money goes from the donors to these poor countries, and they buy the drugs at that price. But it's had a dramatic effect, and it's also lowered everybody else's prices.
Now, back home in the United States, 15 million children have access to healthier food choices in their schools in the fight against childhood obesity.
Yeah.
15 million kids.
The First Lady, Michelle Obama, is running this Let's Move program. She asked us to run our foundation and our Alliance for a Healthier Generation that I did with the American Heart Association after I had our surgery.
Yes.
And we do the school programs. The first thing we did was reach an agreement with the soft drink companies to reduce total calories in drinks going to school by 90%. And then we worked on getting the meal more nutritious before the new federal guidelines came in. And then we worked on exercise programs before, during, and after schools. So we're trying to do our part there, and I think it's making a real difference.
When you were, yeah, I mean, it's still unbelievable to me that we have kids in this country who are not getting enough food, and then kids in this country who are obese. I mean, how do you reconcile that?
Actually, they're quite close. You know, they're basically on the knife edge of poverty, one way or the other. There are people who are food insecure, who don't get enough food stamps or whatever. And then there are people whose parents have barely enough to pay their bills. And they work all the time, so they don't have time to prepare the food. So they buy food that is high in bulk, high in caloric content, low in nutritional value, and they become obese. And they're very close to the people who are hungry. Mm-hmm. And we've got to deal with both problems. And
then there is the other part of it, maybe the biggest part of all, the corporations producing food like that because they know it is what people will end up buying.
Yeah, but and we're working with them. There are a lot of them that really want to change if we can make it possible to do what we did with the AIDS medicine and the soft drinks for them to make money in another way. They'll take a lot of the sugar out of the food. They'll stop a lot of the processed carbs. We just have to keep working at it, and we're making progress, but we got a ways to go.
Let me ask you another question. Are you, put it in a percentage, what's the chance of you moving back to 1600 Pennsylvania?
Well, first of all, Hillary has to win the nomination. If she wins the nomination, then she has to win the election. If she wins the election, the chances are 100% I'll move back. Wait. If I'm asked.
If you're... you may not be invited back.
My experience is, since I left the White House, when a president of either party asks, you say yes. Mm-hmm. So I hope I'll be invited. It'd be a good thing for America if she won. I hope she does.
This is, what an amazing life this has been and could continue to be for both of you.
We have been so fortunate. It's funny how your perspective changes. I think having a grandchild made a big difference. But we just sort of try to wake up every day in a good humor and be grateful. And go out there and, I urge you to just go out there and have a good time, tell the American people what you wanted to do, explain what the challenges are from her point of view and what we should do, and just be grateful. We've had a wonderful life, and I'm grateful.
Well, we're very happy that you're here and very impressed by what you've been able to do since you left the White House. I think at one point we discussed that maybe it's easier for a man or a woman to be more effective out of office, actually, than when they're in
You're about
office.
to find out.
My God, I take that as a challenge. You're exactly right.
We'll do it together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
President Bill Clinton, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Adam Sandler, everybody.
Catch tomorrow's Late Show with Dave and his guests, Junior Roberts, Paul Schaefer, and Ryan Adams. Coming up, we'll meet an amazing man who subsisted for over 30 years on nothing but liquids and solid food.
Okay, how about this? Our next guest, very funny man, very talented. We couldn't be happier to have him here, and especially tonight. Do me a favor, welcome our good friend, Adam Sandler. Adam, come on up. Have you lost weight or something?
Yeah. I had bad cholesterol, so I figured I was taking pills. The doctor told me to take pills, and then I was taking them, and then I said maybe I should just lose a few pounds.
Lose some weight? No, that helps. Well, good. You're looking after yourself. That's great, because your family, you got to be conscious of your family and what they're going to have.
Exactly. Trying to live a little longer now.
Yeah.
How about President Clinton looking like that? He looks good.
Yeah, just tremendous and smart.
Second president I met today. Met President Clinton earlier in the dressing room, and also at Port Authority I met a guy who told me it was Harry Truman. Thank you. And I gotta say, Dave, out of the two, Harry Truman hugs longer.
Well, that really, I mean, Harry Truman, congratulations.
He's a good man. He was funny.
On that, yeah. And how are the kids? They're older now. Tell me, what are the ages?
My Sadie just turned 9, and my other kid, Sonny, is 6, and they're happy, and everything's good. I just actually, there's a birthday party. Okay, so my wife's grandmother, this is I don't know if it's a great story, but my wife's grandmother, it's okay. It ends up okay. But my wife's grandmother is 99. So 99. So we had a good lady. So we had a nice birthday party for her this past weekend. And so anyway, she's 99 and she's sleeping at our house, and in the middle of the night, I hear this terrifying scream. And I woke up, something happened. I go down and Grandma fell, and she fell. Everything was all right. She didn't get badly hurt. She just hurt her knee, but it was okay. And she was frantic, and who are you? And I said, it's Adam, and nervous about everything. Got her back to bed. She was laughing. By the end, everything was good. So then the next night, I'm laying in bed, and I hear the same scream, and I was like, oh, boy. And that whole day during her birthday, I kept telling her it was my birthday, too, as a joke. I was saying, why is everybody celebrating you? It's mine, too, blah, blah. She's like, it is? I said, yeah. And then the end of the night, I told her it's not really my birthday, and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I go downstairs after the scream, and she didn't fall this time. I said, Grandma, what happened? She's like, I had a bad dream. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And she goes, who are you? And I said, it's Adam. She goes, happy birthday. Swear to God. It was so funny.
That's pretty good.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's very nice. Well, how long have I known you? I can remember, and I've told you this before, you came on the show and you were like 18 or something crazy.
No, I was 22. 22, and it was the best. It was the biggest thing for me, my family. That's all we talked about, and I don't know. I was telling somebody earlier when I was on Saturday Night Live and we did your show. Whenever we thought we were the coolest guys ever because we were on the show. We were young and cocky, and it was Farley and Schneider and Spade and Norm Macdonald, all of us. Rock.
That's a very formidable cast. Right?
It was a great. We were all best friends. But I swear to God, every time we were in the same building as you, every time we went to the other side where your show was, we would not feel as good. We were like, I think he's better than us. There's no doubt about it. That's all I'm trying to tell you is we thought your show was the greatest, and you were always our hero, and that's it.
We'll be right back with Adam Sandler.
Love it.
One thing that I always remember, you told me several years ago, you told everybody that you were a very lucky man, you had a beautiful wife and a lovely family, but that your wife is under the impression that she's married to Ben Stiller.
I let her go with that one.
Now listen, this is fantastic. I was told, and I hope this is correct, that you have a special presentation.
Of course, I've been trying to write this song for you for the last year. Whenever sure. I'll go sing it for you.
All right.
I hate going over there.
No, are you Paul? Everybody?
No, it's just me.
Okay.
I don't think the boys or the ladies heard it yet, but I love you. I hate leaving the couch, but I'm going to go do it.
God bless you.
Okay,
Adam
baby.
Sandler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. Okay. All right, I swear to you, I'm a little emotional. I'm going to try not to get too. Here we go. Oh, boy, here we go. There simply is no better man than good old David Letterman. And no one gets Julia Roberts' face redder than a flirty David Letterman. He's leaving after 30 years. And you know he will be missed. If you like gap-toothed men in double-breasted suits, he's #1 on your top 10 list. He won't have to pick up the phone anymore when Les Moonves calls him up. He'll finally have time to take Jay Leno out for coffee, then secretly pee in his cup. There simply is no better man than good old David Letterman, and no one makes my mother wetter than... Hey! Wow, that's... What? David Letterman.
That is really...
Okay, Mom, I told him. I hope you're happy. Sorry. Okay.
What's going on here?
Take that. Seems like yesterday when I was 14 and you looked like a freshman at Ball State. Now your hairpiece is full of gray, and I'm 48. I can't believe at night when we're watching Stephen Colbert, you'll be tucked in bed under the sheets.
Pets with stupid tricks will have no place to go, while Paul Schaefer and the band sell crack on the streets.
So sad.
Yeah, boys.
No truer.
Okay.
No truer has ever been spoken.
Okay. There simply is no better man than our hero, David Letterman. I can't thank you enough for all you've done. And I'm sure I ain't the only one, 'cause you paved the way for every late night show. Both Jimmy should get on their knees and blow. You kisses, you kisses. No more interviewing Heidi Klum or Cheryl Teagues. Now you're just the oldest dad at Little League. And when you say goodbye and take your final drive in your Ferrari full of stolen office supplies, and we watch you go with eyes full of tears, I hope the cops pull you over and drag you back here for 30 more years. 'Cause you're the king of comedy, our best friend on TV. And I'll miss you. Yeah, buddy, I'll miss you. The whole world's gonna miss you. David Letterman.
Oh, my. It's beautiful. Adam Sandler, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you and your family, my friend. Adam Sandler, everybody. Look at, there you go. Good night, folks.
Now, stay tuned for James Corden. This is Alan Coulter speaking. Good night, everybody.